Yeah, it is. He lied. Yeah, we're 2 years into this thing, man. What y'all think about the ALCS Texas and the Rangers and the Astros? I think that's good for the state of Texas. I think that's good for baseball.
Let's go, baby. I mean, that's exactly what the state needed right there. Texas versus Houston. You know what I'm saying? So I'm all for it, man. Let the best team win.
I like that, yeah. Up and down aisle 45 all
day long.
All day long. That's a lot of revenue coming in. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a good view. I like that. That's gonna be a good view. That's gonna be a good look, man. Let's see. I would have to say Stros in 6. I'm gonna go Stros in 6, man.
I echo them same sentiments, man. I can maybe see it going 7, but I'm gonna stick with 6, and if not Astros, definitely in 7. But Astros in 6, I feel.
Yeah, I'm with you guys.
The boys just got that championship DNA, man. They know how to get there once the game's on the line. They know how to pull it out and get over that hump.
I mean, it's been a while since the Rangers been this far. What was the last time? 2011, right? Is it 2011?
I think so.
Yeah. So it's been a minute for them.
Yeah. It's been 10 plus, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think the last time the Rangers was in it, didn't they face the Cardinals? And it was like 2010, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be all right. I like it.
Yeah, it is. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be fresh. So I'm with all that. Let's see what else we got. Let me see what's going down. We got an action-packed weekend in college football. UW and Oregon. That's the battle of the uniforms.
Hey, those Ducks uniforms, they'll look pretty nasty. I don't know if y'all boys seen them, but yeah, they gonna be coming out correct though.
They always coming out with something new, man. It's crazy how much money they have, man. They can just, you know what I'm saying. You never know what they're gonna come out with.
Exactly, but with Nike in your back pocket, anything's possible.
Right.
Anything's possible.
I'm going with Washington on this one. I'm a real big fan of UW and their quarterback, Mr. Penix Jr. I've seen a little bit of him. I wish I could just get a chance to just dissect him the way I need to, but I haven't been able to do that. But nonetheless, I was not really impressed with Oregon and their victory over Colorado. I mean, we kind of knew Oregon wasn't too bad. We knew Colorado would probably get that comeuppance in that game. But yeah, I just never bought an Oregon hype. I'm going with Washington on that one. I think that's going to be a good game. But I'm going to Washington on that one. If I was just to say, I'll say Washington by a TD. So give me the Huskies in that one. I'd say 35-28. I think it's going to be up and down. West Coast offense.
Yeah, I could dig it. For me, you got Bo Nix making his 122nd start. So yeah. I feel like that experience is what's going to get Oregon over the hump. Having that experienced QB that's been battle tested, and they have a high-powered offense. This much we do know that, so they can sling them short passes and stretch the field real quick. So it's definitely going to be a shootout for sure. But I'm going to take the Ducks in it. I feel like you look good, you play good. Like Dion say, no pun intended, to bring him back into that debacle they had out there in Oregon. But I think Oregon's going to slip away and take this one. And I got Oregon 38. Give me Washington 31. Ooh. I do feel the touchdown spread.
I think the over and under is 67, and Washington is favored by 3. So we're looking for a lot of points in that game.
Yeah.
Over under 67, I could definitely see over.
Mm-hmm.
I could definitely see over in that particular ball game. Then we got let's see.
I
Notre
got Oregon.
Dame.
I got Oregon too, man.
You got Oregon.
Yeah.
All right, Juice Man rolling with Oregon. Let's see. Then we got Notre Dame and USC. What's that? That's what's Notre Dame's record? They're 4-1. They beat Duke.
I think they
4-1, 5-1.
Yeah. They
SC.
4-1
they
because they
lost to
lost.
Louisville.
Yeah.
Oh, he lost to Louisville. Oh, so
They
they
lost to
totally
Louisville.
out the national championship contention. Oh yeah, well,
Yeah.
oh yeah. Yeah. So USC gonna go ahead and drop 35, maybe 38 points on them boys. Why do we even pick this game if USC? That's not a top 10 matchup. Give me the Trojans in this one. I don't like Notre Dame. Yeah, give me the Trojans in this one. Give me the Trojans by 10, 34-24.
Yeah,
Well,
I think it might get ugly in South Bend. I'm going USC big. I'm gonna say about 21.
Mm.
21 points.
that's not bad, Juice, because I kind of see the same thing. I mean, when you said like by 21, I was like, ooh, but then I'm like, well, I think USC is going to put up about 49, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
So I had actually USC winning 49-31. So I'm not too far off from where you at, but yeah, I think USC takes his hands down. They gotta bounce back from their performance last week, even though they did pull off the dub. It was a little struggling going on. And I think they just need to show that, hey, we are here. And I think Notre Dame is that perfect game for them to kind of rebound on and, establish their dominance again. So, yeah, give me USC 49, give me Notre Dame 31.
Okay. That sounds not too shabby. Not too shabby, not too bad on that one. Yeah. I'm waiting to see what USC does when it's crunch time. I don't think they play Washington this year. I think they play Utah again
Wait,
this year.
I thought they played Washington later. Um,
Let me see.
could be. Let me see.
Let me
I
see.
thought,
Yeah, check that out and see if they
yeah, they play them on November 4th.
November 4th. Is it at the Coliseum?
Yeah, Coliseum.
I think that makes a difference. It's not like baseball where timely hitting and pitching matters, and not so much the home field advantage. Ooh, yeah, that college football and basketball, those indoor college basketball and college football and NFL and that home court advantage, it can be huge. Yeah, so we're gonna see. I'm waiting on USC to see if they're gonna make some noise. Somebody out west, somebody out west do something. Then we got UCLA versus Oregon State. UCLA has not been much to write home about. Give me the Beavers in this one. I think they're gonna thrash them up. I think they're gonna beat them up pretty good. UCLA, yeah, not really impressed, but that's what that is. Give me the Beavers in that one, man. I'm gonna roll with the Beavers.
This feels like a pick'em game to me. I've only seen both teams sparingly. Uh, UCLA's got a really good defense, apparently. Um, and as far as Oregon State, I really don't know what what they do well. I mean, uh, the quarterback who was with Clemson, he was kind of up and down. Um, is this game in LA or is it in Corvallis? Can't
I
remember.
believe it's in Corvallis.
Yeah.
This was in Corvallis.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna go with Oregon State. I'm gonna go with Oregon State at home. I think it'll be pretty close, but I'm gonna go with Beavers by 10.
Yeah. I mean, I can see that. I can definitely see that happening.
So So I actually, I'm picking UCLA this game. I feel like they need a breakout performance. Their defense has been playing solid, but they need a statement win to kind of rejuvenate the life of the UCLA Bruin fans and get their name moving back up that echelon in the Pac-12 or what's left of it anyway. And they want to go out on a good note with them leaving and going to the Big Ten next year. Mm-hmm. So I think they're going to come out and try to prove a point that, hey, we are trying to climb back in these rankings of the college football rankings. And best way to do that is to beat a ranked team on their home field. And I think that's what they're going to do this weekend. It's going to be a close one if they do pull it out. I do agree if Oregon State wins, it'll probably be by 10, but I think UCLA will get the dub by 3, maybe more like 24-21.
Okay. That makes sense. I can definitely dig that. Okay, then we got what's that other one? Oh yeah. Hold on. Did y'all see how Mario Cristobal that ball game?
I know you sick, Doc.
Man. Yeah, Joe Pisarcik is off the hook. Where was his moving down that list of memories. Even though Herm scooped it up. And ran in. That was just a bad play calling. We talk about it all the time. These coaches, they tend to think that they're so smart, and all they had to do was literally just run the ball. I mean, just kneel down, just foul down anything, get up out of there. But yeah. And if you're Hurricanes and you're trying to get back up in that thing, these are the ball games you got to win. Big E was not too happy with Coach Sark out there in Austin.
Hell no, I wasn't too happy with him.
He was out there, man.
Last week was some of the dumbest college football coaching I done seen in probably about a year. I'm gonna be honest with you. I done seen some dumb. Every year there's some coaches that do something dumb to make you just be like, what? But I don't think anything like Miami did. And Sark, how you gonna bring in the same package, run the same play 3 times in a row on the goal line in a rivalry game that's really a must-win? This determines whether or not you're gonna stay in the playoff hunt or not, right? So you're gonna bring in, not to go off on a tangent, but I got to get it out. You're gonna bring in Sweat and run this power formation, this big boy power formation, and I'm like, after the second play. After trying it twice, I'm like, all right, switch it up. At least give us 2 plays of just stretching Oklahoma out and attacking them creases. Didn't do it. Waited to the very last play to make that attempt, and you knew it was going to come up short because Oklahoma had already hung everything on those previous 3 plays. You know what I'm saying? So they were just like, we got whatever. You gave them the confidence to stop that play on 4th down.
Right.
We stopped you 3 times in a row. What we gonna do on this 4th? We gonna stop you too. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And lo and behold, that's the game.
That was the ball game. That was
and it ain't like the running back had a really huge day on the ground. Like, I mean, you would think if they get in the red zone, try to be more creative, but I guess Sark felt like his team was more physical than the Sooners, and I think that's just what happened. He just felt like that they could get a good push.
He wanted to punch it down their throat.
Yeah.
But after the second attempt and it not working, you need to stretch them out.
They stretch them out. Yeah, that's true.
Because they had the speed to beat them to the edge.
Right.
So why not run anything to the edge? That power you allow Oklahoma to just collapse and just plug up everything that's coming forward.
I think losing that tight end Sanders really hurt them too. The tight end.
Most definitely.
So,
but still, you just got to get more creative than that. Stretch him out. I mean, you got Ewers that can use his legs. We're only talking about 2-3 yards here.
Right.
Jonathan Brooks has been running the ball good all game, but I don't understand that power formation when you got the skill position players that we have that have the speed to get to the edge. You stretch them out and you make that move.
Right.
Simple as that. But he just felt like he was going to overpower. He wanted to prove a point, like you say, that Texas was more physical. But you saw how that ended.
Right.
and then why not put a spy on Oklahoma's quarterback, man?
I had no idea. I had no idea he could move like that. I thought because he was at UCF,
all
and
them Hawaiian quarterbacks got
straight.
feet.
I had no idea he could move like that, man.
All them Hawaiian quarterbacks got deceptive speed and feet, man. From Tua to what was my boy that played for the Ducks, Mariota. All of them could use their legs to stretch the field. When that pocket collapsed, they can get on, and they were all undersized for the most part. So it makes it hard to see when you're running in between them tackles. And one cut go. Man, just have a spot that everywhere he went, somebody should have been in front of.
And Texas has some linebackers that can run. That didn't make any sense.
Exactly.
I agree with you, man.
Exactly. So, but I know I went off on a tangent on them Longhorns, man. But when you brought up dumb coaching, I had to speak on it. I don't even forgot what game we would call it. I know you brought up your Canes. So that's the game we on, right? The Canes?
Yeah, Canes against the Tar Heels.
I got the Tar Heels on that one, man. Just because I just can't co-sign what Miami did last week and go into this week and pick them. I can't do it. Mac Brown is a heck of a coach. We all know that. He's got a blue chip top potential quarterback. Potentially number 1, number 2, number 3 overall pick. He got his receiver off of the NCAA, suspension list. He's back playing this week. So, I think they bring it to the Canes, man. I think the Tar Heels win by 10 points. Give me Tar Heels 30, Canes 20.
And it's the game you have got to have last week, Miami, with so much potential for the shakeup in college football every week. You got to have that game against Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Now, you basically got to win out, to have any hopes of a playoff spot. And you still got North Carolina, Clemson, still got FSU. You just got to have this game. But for fandom's sake, I'm going to roll with the Canes. I think they rebound. Last week was ugly, albeit immature, albeit. I think they're just a better football team all the way around in North Carolina. UNC has a nice quarterback. Mac Brown's going to be tough to beat out there in Carolina. But I'm going to go with the Canes. I think Cristobal is going to get those young men back fired up. But, we 2 years into this thing, man. 2 years into this thing. It's been a lot of changes. It's been a lot of progress. I like the progress we're making here on the Just North Sports Show. Y'all know we'll be here on Friday night. So we appreciate all the continued support, all the comments, the likes. Everybody's still subscribing and all that stuff. We've been doing this thing 2 years. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
That is crazy.
Keep pushing. Just keep pushing. For the most part, have fun with it. And we get to kick back. We get to kick back with it, and we get to do our thing, man.
Chop it up.
That's what we like to do.
Yeah.
For real. It's been a blast. We look forward for getting better and many, many more years of doing this thing, man. It definitely is fun, just like I say, just to get with the fellas and just chop it up and just do what we do. But last week the beatdown came in Santa Clara. Ooh, that was ugly.
It sure was.
So I was checking out. So I was checking out Rewind. So here's the thing that San Francisco did to Michael Parsons. They neutralized him. You can't run from him. So they ran right at him. I mean, that's your best bet. And by the time the fourth quarter came around, he was, they leaned on him. He's not a Reggie White size player. He's about 235, 240 on the light side. He uses his speed and quickness. You got Trent Williams with 330, and you got Banks running in, then you got Kittle, then you got Juice chipping on him. Chipping on this dude all game. I mean, it happens. And Dallas got beat up pretty good. They did. It seemed like Dallas was like, we're in preseason, and San Francisco was like, no, this is the NFC Championship, and we're still mad at the Eagles. And that's just what it looked like to me. That's an honest observation. Dallas was like, We got 2 weeks until the season started, and San Francisco was like, no. We know how close we were. We've been to the Super Bowls, and we're not letting the pressure off the neck. Dallas just seemed like they was moving at 70. Frisco was moving at 120 the whole game, and it showed. If you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, you gotta get somebody. You gotta get some people in there that seem like they care. It does not seem like Dallas cared, which is the most disheartening thing. If you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, you're a fan of the game. Everybody was expecting a good game. I was expecting that to go all the way down to the wire, like the two divisional matchups in the last 2 years of the playoffs, and it was over with mid third quarter.
Yeah, man. Parsons needs help. Parsons can't be a one-man show, man. He needs somebody else on that defensive line, like DeMarcus Lawrence. Somebody else, man, needs to show up.
Tank got that paper and he disappeared. I ain't heard nothing from him.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, I agree. A lot of what y'all saying is spot on. Michael Parsons can't do it all by himself, nor should he have to. I think there was a lot of lax football play all the way around, all across the board. And usually from a defensive perspective, if you take Michael Parsons out the game, you're taking, you're almost cutting the head of the snake off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what we saw. I mean, there was poor coverage all across the field. No pass rush whatsoever. Purdy, did he even get touched? I mean, they were making a move around in the pocket, but Purdy has got great pocket awareness.
Yes.
So he knows how to maneuver. He's going to climb that pocket. He's going to step out from the outside of that tackle. Stretch the play a little while, let those receivers come over. And he's got weapons. And he's utilizing them. So they definitely came out with a lackluster performance. Everybody's still killing us on the offensive side of the ball, but there was something that even Dion said when he was asked about the game that I think holds true. It's like our offensive players got to step up. They always put the blame on Dak, and Dak does deserve some blame. But when you start looking at some of these, he had a couple of bad picks in the game, but it kind of echoes what happened last year, as well with the receivers not catching the ball bouncing off the receivers and getting picked. I mean, you see that happening, still repeatedly going on. And they haven't answered the question of where is our red zone production going to come from? You get rid of Zeke, that's 12 touchdowns. You get rid of Dalton Schultz, that's 12 touchdowns. I mean, that's another 5 touchdowns. That's 17 touchdowns that's going out your mix that they haven't replaced anybody with. So in my opinion, there's a lot of lack of creativity in that offense right now. They could produce 20 to 20, but if they get in the red zone, which they really didn't do much of against San Fran, but that's the issue. We got to be able to put some points on the board. And CeeDee Lamb's not getting the ball enough, in my opinion.
Exactly.
But that's also, to me, that's coaching. They're not scheming up ways to get him the ball more. And that's what needs to happen. He needs to be at first read all the time, and I don't think he's getting that look because of the way that offense is designed. It's quick to look. I'm looking off my number one damn near as soon as the ball is snapped. My progression is taking me to the tight end and then the check down to the running back. So there's no creativity that's getting him open because we don't have a true number 2 that has showed up to take that pressure off of him. And Brandon Cooks, to me, he still wants to be a number 1, so he's not transitioning into that number 2 or number 3 role. And Gallup hasn't really matured like we feel as well. So it's like the offense can get very basic, very one-dimensional, and I think that's a big part of the problem is that we can't get the momentum going on offense to give that defense that fire to want to come out there and play. So it's just a overall team failure from the giddy up against San Fran. That's what you saw. And
they're not really balanced either. Like they don't run the ball enough to complement the passing game, and so it almost looks like they're predictable.
Dak is a play action quarterback. There was no play action in the game. You know what I'm saying? He's got to have a running game in order to get those passes to stretch downfield. Otherwise, it's going to be check downs, and all you got to do is if you load in the box, right, to neutralize that run, and with the speed of the linebackers that 49ers have, covering tight ends and running backs, that's nothing at all. They could do that, and no matter what formation you come out in, they're gonna get to the ball. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not running play action enough to where you can give the quarterback those creases with a CD Lamb to where you can really stretch the field, then you're taking away all the explosion out of Dallas's offense, and that's what you saw against against the 49ers. They just had no explosion whatsoever.
Agreed.
So it's all fixable. I feel it's all fixable. They're going to have to make some moves, bring in some more players. But right now, I haven't been impressed with some of the additions from the offseason with Cooks, with Gilmore. I think with Diggs going out, Gilmore we really need more from Gilmore, and we're not really seeing that. I see a lot of times where he's behind receivers that are just wide open, and I'm like, why are you not staying on your man? So there's just a lot of holes that need to be fixed. They're easy fixes, but I think it's also some personnel issues that we need to probably address, before the trade deadline.
Dak doesn't have a security blanket.
And that's when he was at his best. When he was at his best, he had Jason Witten, and Jason Witten was that player that was going, you throw him 5 yards, he's going to take it 13. So he's going to make sure the chains move. He doesn't have Ezekiel Elliott in the backfield anymore. That was a definite ground and pound. Everybody said he lost his legs, but there was so much more that Ezekiel Elliott brought to that team that they haven't been able to replace. Tony Pollard is a phenomenal back, and he could be a 3-down back. But when I don't know what it is about or what it is that's not happening in the run game, not utilizing the right pieces, but you miss a lot that Zeke gave, right? Zeke was an excellent blocker, which gave Dak more time to find that downfield threat. He doesn't have that anymore,
right.
So it's just, and Mike McCarthy has proven to be, he's not the offensive play caller and schemer that Sayed Kellen Moore is. From what I've seen in these first 5 games, I'm willing to say that. I'm fine with moving on from Kellen Moore, but you better be able to bring what we had with him into the mix, in which I thought he would have been able to do, but I haven't seen it. There's no pre-snap motion. There's no, no trying to catch the defense off guard. Everything is predictable, and all it does is call for the defense to just sit on everything that they do, and they can't stretch the field.
Do you think Pollard can take the pounding? He looks like a real small back to me. He looks like a back that you would, throw passes out the backfield mostly and put him in different passing situations.
He was a slot receiver. He was a slot receiver in college.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, he's not – I don't know if he's built for that, to be a 3-down back, but he could definitely be serviceable for sure as a starting back. But we do need a big bruising back that can go get you 4 yards of carry every single time to spell Pollard, because now Pollard is getting ganged up on, and he wasn't doing that before, when he had Zeke to take some of that pressure off of him. Yeah. So that's what they gotta address. I don't know why you don't go look at like a Leonard Fournette. I wish they would have made a move on maybe like a Deontay Foreman or somebody like that. Somebody that had some size, good blocking in the backfield, and could chip off for anywhere between 4 or 5 yards of carry when you give them the ball. But we're lackluster inside the 20. We can't do nothing inside the 20, and we're already settling for field goals by second down. So none of that is a winning formula unless our defense is blowing out the other team. What's up with it, Greasy?
What's up?
I see you over there, man, and I'm like, I know he got something to say about my boys, man.
Well, I just want Cowboy fans to not panic.
Oh yeah, there's no need to panic.
I mean, you don't play a Frisco every week. There are some adjustments that need to take place, and I've said this numerous times. Cowboys need a tight end. Somebody that could, take the stress off the receivers and whatnot, And they need to utilize, when they got Deuce Vaughn, I was like, that's perfect.
And they don't utilize
He needs to get more involved on the ground game with Pollard. And the thing with the Cowboys they're too predictable on offense. They're too predictable. Everybody knows what's coming. Well, at least I know what's coming. But they need to get out of that mode, put a little bit more flavor in the offense. But like I said, getting back to the tight end, the Deuce Vaughn, the defense going to be okay. I've seen this before. Way back in 1980, whatever, the Cowboys, when the Niners won their first Super Bowl. It was a drumming of the Cowboys, and they blew it off. But for the most part, this 49er team is just ridiculous. Dak could have did a better job, but I'm gonna put this on McCarthy at the end of the day with the play calling and whatnot. You have to play situational football with these 49ers. You can't give them an out. You can't turn the ball over. You're gonna have to eat some clock with them. You're gonna have to wear that defense down, and the Cowboys didn't do none of that. At one point, they started to play the 49ers game. And when you start to play someone else's game, that's when a problem arises.
That's a losing formula.
Exactly. And that's exactly what happened. They start to play their game. Even though the score was 14 or 21-10, you acting like you down 35 or 42-10. But you don't have to do that. Stick to your game plan. And it's not just the Cowboys. It's a lot of teams that need to realize that. It's not time to push the panic button, whether it's on that game or in the season. It's not time. Just regroup, get it back together. They have a somewhat, I don't know if they're staying on the West Coast, but this week coming up, they have the Chargers.
Yeah.
And like I told you on Rewind, you just have that whole game, you just got to burn the film. You just got to scrap.
Yeah.
It's nothing you can take away from that. And get ready for the Chargers. They should be able to rebound and get this team back in the right direction. Even though this is just one loss. They're still not in the wrong direction. But with the Eagles, you're digging yourself a hole. And like I told Juice once again on Rewind, we all picked this team, and I'm not too confident at this point because you done dug yourself a 2-game, you're 2 games behind the Eagles. You're 2 games behind. And the Eagles, they just keep rolling and rolling. We got to wait till late in the year to see them against the Niners. But this is still a playoff team. They still one of the better teams in the NFC. And I still expect big things from this Cowboy team.
Absolutely. I'm not pushing the panic button as of yet. I'm just explaining what I'm seeing. This week I think is going to be a bounce back week for them, and it's going to show and prove where their heart is at. If they come out with a lackluster performance against the Chargers this week, then we kind of know what it is. Like, all right, this is not the team that we were expecting. But I fully intend for them to bounce back. I'm not so much worried about the 2 losses right now because none of them are in the division. So we could still make up for that, if we're able to go in the division and take care of it. Now, we're not doing ourselves any favor because basically right now we're saying we got to run away with the division in order to win it, because of that 2-game disadvantage we're at now. But I put a lot of this not necessarily just on McCarthy, but also on the GM, Jerry Jones. You got to replace what made them the number 1 offense last year, and they didn't do that. You lost Dalton Schultz, you lost Zeke. Again, that's 17 touchdowns that just went out the window that you didn't replace with anybody. And you lost them for peanuts. You know what I'm saying? And when you're dealing with a quarterback that is coming off the adversity that Dak had, you need to give him as many of those pieces that make him feel comfortable to really go out there and do his thing. And I think they kind of put him behind the 8 ball, so to speak, with the additions of Cook, which I thought was going to be good, but he hasn't shown up yet. I was really hoping that he had more of that T.Y. Hilton kind of appeal, because T.Y. Hilton, I think, came in last year and did some good things at the very end. But, Cooks just has been non-existent. Gallup has always been hit or miss. And so he's basically just dealing with CD, and he's looking off of CD so quick because, they got him in a 3-step drop versus play action. You're not giving CD enough time to get open, So those are all things that need to be fixed. I think they can be fixed. But, if we're talking about them actually making a run to the playoffs and trying to steal a game or two and even make it to the Super Bowl, that's some things that they're going to definitely have to address. Defense, they just got to have another dog step up. They got to give Michael Parsons some balance. Once Michael Parsons goes down or is neutralized, we don't have anybody else that's taking over that leadership role. Now Van Der Esch is going to be out. He was a good pass rusher for us. Probably a little slow on the back end from a coverage standpoint, but we got some work to do. And I think this week going up against the Chargers is going to be a test to kind of see where our heart is at coming off of that loss in the Bay. So.
Yeah, because a game like that, this is one of those pivotal measure stick type games.
Mm-hmm.
You could either fold the tent, or you could put it behind you and build off of it. Hopefully, these fellas will be able to build off of it and not continue to think back on that game. It was a saying I wanted to say this morning, send to the world. Doesn't matter if the horse is blind. Load the damn wagon. Load the damn wagon. So, with that being said, we see this game. Forget about it. Just load the damn wagon and let's go.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, I think at this point, that's all you can do if you're a Dallas fan. Just throw this one out, scrap everything. Look, it's a lot of football left to be played. We still got 12 games to go, and that's just in the regular season. You can look up 5 weeks from now. This thing could be it could be totally different.
Absolutely.
I know if I was starting the power rankings, I would indeed have the 49ers first. I would go Kansas City second. They winning, and it's ugly, but they win. I would put the Miami Dolphins in there at number 3. I'm going to surprise some people. I'm going to put the Philadelphia Eagles at 4. They've been winning. They don't look as dominant as last year. I have not seen or heard a whiff from Hassan already. They're not going to get 70 sacks this year. They're not going to get 70 sacks this year. That was a historic defense as far as pass rush. It don't look like that's going to happen. However, Jalen Carter is turning into Reggie White right before our very eyes. I was hoping he would wait until next year, but it looks like he's going to show up a year early as far as that is concerned. My number 5 team in the NFL power rankings right now.
Don't say
Detroit Lions.
I was thinking the same thing. I mean, we all called this. I mean, we saw this trending in an upward, they had an upward trend towards the end of last season, and it just carried over. Only thing was to shore up their defense, but I think we need to talk about our bottom 5 teams. I mean, everybody always have a top 5, top 10 rankings. We need to get into this bottom 5 teams. Teams is like, ain't nothing gonna shake that one.
I'll tell you what I like about Detroit, and then we'll get into that bottom 5. Detroit has the best offensive line in pro football. And he got a pass rush. And Jared Goff, with his 85 overall Madden rating or whatever, I give him about 85, 83, 85. He's not a world beater. He's not going to go out there and win the game for you, but he's got enough around him. And Detroit built that team like a good automobile from the inside out.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can control a lot of scrimmage on offense and defense, you can win a lot of ball games. I like this Detroit team. Now, if we was talking about the absolute worst teams in pro football, number one, the Denver Broncos.
I can't even argue with it.
Yeah, man. They're horrible, man.
What that was last night. Kansas City literally was like, we don't want the game. Denver was like, nah, we good, bro.
We don't want it either.
We don't want it either. Something is off. I'm not ready to throw Russell Wilson's whole career in trash, but something is off. He's definitely not the same player that he was when he was in Seattle. Everybody already knows the focal point of that team was Marshawn Lynch and the Legion of Boom. But I would say Denver has got a lot of work to do. I can't put a finger on why they're losing the way they're losing. The defense is supposed to be definitely better, but you're thinking a Sean Payton coach offense is going to put up more than what they had last night, 8 points?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sean Payton offense is the coach team. They should have that in the first quarter with 10 minutes left. They should get that on their first drive.
And they got it in the last quarter with, 6 minutes left.
Yeah, absolutely. The New York Football Giants, they are a bad football team. They gave Daniel Jones, what's that? He got his $40 million bill. Saquon Barkley's not out there contributing. They look like a hot mess. Yeah. Who else is in it? Who else is absolute trash?
Carolina Panthers.
Carolina Panthers, they are bad. I'm going to give them a little grace, though, because they're working with a rookie quarterback and nobody's there.
Negative.
Christian
Negative.
McCaffrey.
He's been out the past few weeks. He's been out.
Hey, don't forget about the Chicago Bears.
I'm going to give them some grace. Chicago is off the hook because they went out there. They dropped bombs on top of them Commanders' head. I don't know what.
They gave up how many points? They gave up 72 points and only scored 3 points.
I don't know.
For all you hold on, I got to get on somebody. For all you bandwagon New England fans that are 40 years and older, that is not
they're bad team too. They're a bad team too. Yep.
I'm saying like it is. It's trash out there. It ain't the Patriot way. It was never the Patriot way. It was the Tom Brady way.
Ooh.
It was the Tom Brady way. Y'all ain't did nothing since that man left. Nothing.
They have
you back to being the team I grew up watching. Trash. Around the board. I'm calling them out. I don't care. Yeah, we got all these rings.
They mean nothing now.
Said, what have you done for me lately?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear no Patriot fan.
Real quick, I just want to say why I don't want to let Carolina off the hook, though. Because you had the number 1 overall pick, and you chose Bryce Young. You see what C.J. Stroud's out there doing in Houston. There was no doubt that C.J. Stroud was the better quarterback of the two as far as being more pro-ready.
Stroud was already gone.
And we said that.
Stroud was already gone where? Stroud was going where? Stroud was going where?
Who had the number 1 pick?
Carolina.
Carolina had the number 1 overall pick?
Yeah.
No.
Remember, because Lovie Smith won that last game, and that tricked off the number 1 overall pick. So they had to draft number 2. But they ended up with the 2nd and the 3rd pick, so they grabbed C.J. Stroud and they grabbed Willie Anderson.
Texans grabbed the linebacker.
Yeah, they grabbed Will Anderson.
Okay.
C.J. Stroud. But they had an opportunity to grab Carolina had an opportunity to grab C.J. Stroud first.
Yeah, I remember basically like right here on the show, like Stroud is the most pro ready. Like you could see it. Stroud was a pro quarterback like 2 years ago. Like you could see he was definitely better. Bryce Young, he had his moments. Like last year he won the Texas game for him out there in Austin. But yeah, Stroud
he can make Young can make all the throws.
Right.
That's not the issue. Okay. The issue is his physique and his durability. He had durability issues in college, so it was the same kind of issue with, do you take Tua over Herbert for Miami? You know what I'm saying? If you're dealing with a smaller frame quarterback, you got to understand that they might not be built for that NFL pounding. And that's what I think you're seeing in Carolina right now.
He doesn't have any weapons around him either, and he doesn't. His offensive line is suspect too. He's always running for his life.
Who is that?
Bryce Young.
C.J. Stroud doesn't have anything either. Or O-line.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
But I'm not trying to be a homer. I knew, off the bat, I knew Bryce Young wasn't that guy off the bat. When they played LSU in Death Valley, a pro-style defense, and Harold Perkins on his neck all game, I said, nah, he ain't ready. And we said this numerous times on the show. Go with C.J. Stroud. This dude is ready. All of us have said this. Yeah. All of us.
Yeah. Stroud was definitely that dude. Who else is a bad team? Tennessee Titans. That's a bad football team.
I told Juice this last year. Somebody gonna put him on that watch. and it's just we're gonna crowd the box. We're gonna make Tannehill beat us. And I even said last year, it's time to move on.
No, you can't keep you can't keep running Derrick Henry like that. And if I'm Derrick Henry, I'm trying to conserve myself. But here's the thing, Ryan Tannehill, like he's living off a 4,000-yard season he had when he was with the Miami Dolphins, and he's still in the league. His dude is still in the league. Mm-hmm. He's still in the league. He's still in the league, like handcuffing franchises. Like, get that dude up out of there. Like, how many more years I would rather go down swinging with the Malik Willis than to keep running that dummy back out there. Like, seriously. Really? I would rather run with a Malik Willis or a Trey Lance. Yes, you heard it. A Trey Lance than continue to run Ryan Tannehill back out there. It makes no sense. It's not working. Some teams are interested in winning championships. Some teams are interested in turning the buck because they're at a low market and they can make some money. And it looks like the Tennessee Titans are just more concerned with turning the buck. Mm-hmm. Like, you've been doing this for like the last 4 years. You got that win against New England in Tom Brady's career in New England. But since then, it's kind of like you got a good pass rush and you got Derrick Henry. So you got two things that can kind of get you 9 or 10 wins, and you could possibly get into the playoffs, or you could just have a bad football team. That's a bad football team. I don't want to go too hard on the Raiders, but Jimmy G is indeed the worst quarterback I've ever seen in my entire life.
No.
Not the worst.
I'm going to give him a pass. I'm going to give him a pass based on last night's game. I don't know what the hell is going on in Kansas City, but Mahomes is turning the football over. Mm. He just got the candy in the cookie jar wide open. Get what you need. But Jimmy G, yeah, I mean, he was formidable, but Jimmy G at best is average. And this is what I told asinine Raider fans. If you get rid of Derek Carr, who do you get? Who do you go get? Oh, well, we can get anybody. We can get Stidham. We saw Stidham against Kansas City. Oh, Mariota. I heard the Mariota preaching. He ain't doing nothing. He still ain't starting. He's still backing up. And like I hear Cowboy fans talk about, oh, we need to go with Trey Lance, this and that. Look at him, man. If you get rid of Dak Prescott, who do you have?
Nobody.
Yeah.
Franchise quarterbacks aren't hanging from trees.
Mm-mm.
And we be like franchise quarterback. Okay, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to win the Super Bowl every year, but at least you're contending, or you show some type of promise. It can only be one win.
Mm-hmm.
It can only be one. I'd rather have. I remember the Raiders. Well, I don't remember them, but just recalling history. Kenny Stabler didn't win every year in the 70s. He didn't win every damn year. He either had to face Pittsburgh. Well, first it was Miami. Then he had to face the rough-ass Pittsburgh teams. And then he even lost to a Bronco team on the lighter fumble. If they had instant replay, it would have been reverse ball game. So you really can't be that damn detrimental. And people need to cut this out.
Yeah.
Cut this out. Understand football is fundamental. But since we're on the bad teams, I'm not going to throw my Raiders in there. But it's one team I will throw in there because it's time for a change. And I don't know how this guy keep on still getting money. The Minnesota Vikings, that's a bad team.
I knew where he was going.
Yeah, man.
When he said how he keep getting money, I already knew what he was talking about.
That's a bad team, man.
Yeah.
They need to take Justin Jefferson. Reverse that Herschel Walker trade in that favor. Because that's all you got. That defense has lost too many pieces. That D-line too long in the tooth. Y'all ain't doing nothing. There's too many turnovers out there. Oh, well, the games are close. No, they not.
Justin Jefferson.
Them games are close because y'all playing catch up.
Justin Jefferson is on IR right now, and Kirk Cousins got all his money from the Minnesota Vikings by throwing 3 touchdowns in the second half of a 45-10 football game when he was in the NFC East, and he piled up a bunch of garbage stats when he was with the then Washington Redskins. That's exactly how he did it. I'm sitting here telling y'all. I sit here and watch this dude. Literally, the Redskins, that was their name at the time, would literally be getting the brakes beat off of them. Like the average score would probably be like 28-10, and the defense would literally go into cover 4. This dude would just throw for like 300 yards and like 2 touchdowns in the second half and end up with like 400 yards and like 3 touchdowns with 2 interceptions, and he would lose like 48-27 every game. They were getting the brakes beat off of him. But if you add that up over 16 games, it looks like this dude went out there through 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns, but it don't tell it all. And Minnesota was like, oh, we need a quarterback, and they went and got him. That's how he made all the money. But he's on a trading block, and he's trying to act like he don't even know.
He has to. if he was out there operating like he knew that he was still that dude, it'd be a whole different story. You know what I'm saying? But what he's out there doing is what he's always done, padding stats, making himself look good statistically, and cutting checks. That's it.
That's it.
Can he play? Yeah, he can play, but he can't play when it's
he's just a regular season quarterback. That's all he's been.
Yeah, that's it.
He ain't even he's average at best, and that is what it is. It's like Doc say about Jimmy G. It's too much bonehead plays going on. It's just too much out there, man. I'm sitting back watching the Vikings like, well, I'll be there.
Yeah. Fellas, I got a question. Are there any teams that are in the middle, like they're kind of on the cusp of being really good?
Yeah, there's a team on the cusp. And I told y'all laughed at me. Like y'all did last year. Y'all squawked at me. I told y'all about them Steelers. Told y'all.
Hey, man. Hey, their offense is horrible, man.
It don't matter.
They're horrible. Their offense is pathetic, man.
On the cusp,
win ugly than to lose pretty.
Let's see. On the cusp, you mean like
football.
You mean like right in between the cusp, not good, not great, but not horrible?
Right, yeah.
You mean like
mediocrity?
Like if they meet the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay, we talked about that.
No. That's no pun intended. That's no shot. It's like Dallas on paper. It should be like Dallas should have. What happened Sunday night should not have happened. But they're not Tennessee Titan bad. Like they're mopped the floor with Tennessee. They mopped the floor with a bad Minnesota team last year. You see what I'm saying? But they're not.
Chargers ain't that great either.
But they're not.
The Raiders should have beat them.
But they're not San Francisco. They're not Philadelphia. I don't think they're Buffalo. I don't think that Kansas City is human as Patrick Mahomes looks, I think Kansas City probably beats them by 2 touchdowns. They probably in for the fight of their lives against a banged up Chargers team. We know Eckler's hurt. We know Justin Herbert is hurt. On paper, Dallas should still win this game by 14 points. Like seriously.
But Dallas's problem is not talent. It's just effort. You know what I'm saying? Like effort and showing up and playing physical football day in, day out. They get punched in the mouth. If they don't respond immediately, then they just lay it down. Especially if you're taking Parsons out the game. And that's what you saw on Sunday against San Fran. And San Fran got dogs. So if you got one dog that's that beast of the litter and you go up against a whole kennel of dogs that's got beast everywhere you go, you're going to get ate up. And that's what you saw on Sunday. But I wouldn't necessarily put them in that tier of just above mediocrity. I think they are. I think they're above a lot of teams that are out there, but they're not in that top 5 right now. No.
Are they better than Philly?
No, not right now.
They're not better than Philly, but could they beat Philly in a head-to-head? I think so.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So a team that comes to mind for your question, Doc, to me right now is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, because they're playing some good.
Right. What are they? Who are they?
I'm gonna say it like this.
But that's the mystery, right?
Huh.
And they're winning ball games right now.
All the middle teams are the top teams we didn't mention, and the trash teams we didn't mention. All that is in the middle. All that. I don't give a damn. The Raiders, the Chargers, the Steelers, the Bengals, the Ravens, the Cowboys. All that is just grouped in the middle. The Seahawks, all that is just in the middle.
I was just going to ask you, what about Seattle?
Seattle in the middle. All
in the middle, yeah.
It's just throw it against fall and let's see what sticks. But we know what's the trash teams. We know what are the solid teams. Right. And I'm gonna be honest, Kansas City not that solid.
No,
I'm gonna be honest, Buffalo not that solid.
They don't.
Kansas City. Buffalo's in the middle.
Kansas City Kansas City don't look like they're just head and shoulders the best team in the AFC. The only team that looks like they're head and shoulders above everybody else are the San Francisco 49ers.
That's it.
And that's because the Eagles just don't look the same like as last year. They just defensively, like I said, they are not going to get 70 sacks this year. They just not going to get it. Tim Jones came in. He said, that's right. The Cowboys are on the cusp of being a great team. They are on the cusp. They are not a bad team. They are not a great team. They are on the cusp. I think Dak Prescott time maybe up. I think it might be trying to do something different.
So is it a coin flip as far as the AFC as a whole? Like, is it that wide open in the AFC?
Yes.
Because it's gonna still be the Raiders and Steelers in the AFC Championship.
Absolutely. I think in the AFC, I think it's absolutely wide open. Kansas City doesn't look the same. They're just not head and shoulders above everybody else. We know what the Dolphins do. I'm a little concerned about Miami. They better get home court. Not home court, but home field advantage. Because I'm not sure that type of team travels to a Buffalo. I'm not sure that type of team travels to a Pittsburgh. Or a wet and rainy Baltimore, a wet and rainy Cincinnati, a wet and rainy Kansas City. I'm not sure that type of team travels. Now, if they get them down there in South Florida, they get them down there in South Florida in January, and it's still 70 degrees, and the humidity and the Buffalo Boys, they cramping and all that stuff because it's still kind of humid and 70 degrees. That's a different story. But if you telling me you're going to take 4-2 and 4-1-3, 40-yard dashes to Heinz or whatever that stadium is in Pittsburgh, and there's ice on the field, that's a problem. That's a problem. So, yeah, I'm not saying Miami's a lock, and then just look up. Every year they do it again. I'm going to repeat this one more time, and then I'm going to leave it all alone. Baltimore should be 5-0 and this division should be over.
About the Ravens.
Baltimore should be 5-0, and they should be running away with this division. The Pittsburgh Steelers are in first place, and Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals are a game back.
They coming. They coming. They
So
coming.
I mean, there you go. You got those guys coming. You see what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I think the AFC might be wide open. The AFC look like it's going to be wide open. Dre Lindell, he says, I see what y'all are talking about my Chiefs. Here I am. Yeah, you hear what we're saying about the Kansas City Chiefs. He says, that's okay. They always look good in the regular season, but they don't win rings. He says it again. The AFC Championship. Indeed. Goes through Arrowhead. We're going to see. We're going to see.
I don't think so. We're going to get a funky AFC champion. It's going to, like I'm telling y'all, it's going to be the Steelers or the Ravens. Well, it's going to be both of them in the AFC championship. Just like I told y'all, I'm picking the Steelers to win the AFC North. I'm picking.
I love your enthusiasm, man. But
okay.
That offense has got to get better.
Y'all said they wouldn't even finish 500 or better last year. They went 9-8.
Man, but that
I was the only person that held true to form.
But
it's Mike Thomas.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to donate to Greasy's rehab, go ahead and hit us up because there's no way the Raiders and Steelers are playing in the AFC Championship. So if you want to donate or start a GoFundMe, go ahead and we'll
So y'all gonna take the Steelers winning the AFC North.
Now, I think the Steelers can win the AFC North. Do I think they're going to win the AFC North? No.
I don't think they will.
I think eventually they got to score some points. Like TJ Watt just can't. He's not going to be able to just go unless this dude had like 40 sacks and 10 defensive touchdowns. The Steelers not going to win the division. And like he good, man. I get it. It's like he's unblockable. He's good for 3 or 4 games where it's just like this dude single-handedly won that game. But to have this dude do it for the another 12 games? Nah, he ain't gonna be able to do it by himself. If he does,
test him for PEDs instantly.
If able to single-handedly carry the Steelers with that bad of an offense, and I'm talking about this dude scooping and scoring for 5 or 6 ball games, and he do this by himself.
Well, he still has Minka. So
I mean, but yeah, the Steelers.
I want to run down the Steelers schedule to let y'all know why I feel they're gonna win this division.
Okay.
Not okay. They got to buy this Sunday. Okay. Then they come back. They got the Rams.
Okay, they should get that one. But
they
the
got
Rams.
The Jags. Now we're talking about the end of October. It's gonna be nifty. They got the Jags in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
They got them sorry-ass Titans in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
The Packers ain't what it is. Come on, y'all.
Okay.
Really? Okay, they got the Browns. For some odd reason, them boys show up against the Browns. I told y'all they was going to beat them Browns.
The Browns got their own hands of problems right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now they got the Bengals. The Bengals should be flying high. They might drop them. They got the Arizona Cardinals coming to the cold.
Yeah. Okay. That's a win.
Here we go.
That's a win.
We know what the Patriots is. They got the Patriots at the house. We know what that is. They got the Colts.
That's a win.
They got the Bengals. They should get them. I'm predicting a split. Then they go to Seattle.
I'm worried about that game.
I've never seen the Seahawks.
I'm worried about that game.
I've never seen the Seahawks beat the Steelers. It ain't going to happen.
That's a loss. They're not going up there.
Now, they will lose against the Ravens in Baltimore. They will lose. They will lose.
So they 3-2 right now. They 3-2 right now. They could, if TJ Watt goes
12
Lawrence Taylor 1982 for the rest of the season, or if he goes Lawrence Taylor 1982 Thanksgiving Day for the rest of the season, the Steelers at their max with that offense should win 10 ball games.
Exactly.
But if he don't,
that's enough to take.
And if he slip up any bit, then the Steelers that's a 9-win team. That's a winning season for Tommy, but no playoffs. I don't see him in no AFC championship. I ain't going to AFC.
Okay.
They go to the ALC championship. You think the Steelers can beat Miami?
Right. And with this team behind him.
Depends on where the game is.
Jimmy G is a winner. He's just not a good quarterback, but some kind of way he wins. Remember, I picked Jimmy G in the snow against the Packers. Here, all y'all picked 49ers.
Draylon Dale chimes in. He said, "With Kenny Pickett running the show, like, come on, dude." Kenny Pickett, man, and I told you, man. Like before this started, we broke down the AFC black and blue. I said, Kenny Pickett gonna be running for his life. That offense is terrible.
It. Yeah, you said it.
Offense is terrible. They ain't got no running game. The Steelers was built on the defense and the running game, and Nick LeBeau is gone. And they trying to do a little stuff on defense, but that offense, they got to score some points, man. They ain't played Cincinnati yet.
Yeah.
You know what I noticed about this year in the NFL? Teams aren't really putting up points like that.
No, they really not. If you know the scoring is a little bit down. If the only
exception of the 49ers,
the Dolphins
throwing up 30 and 40 burgers.
The Dolphins put up some points.
And the Dolphins, that's it.
Dolphins put up some points. But let's talk a little NFL football. Oh, we got some games going on here. Let's see what we got. He said the QB play. Oh no, I ain't saying the Raiders. He said, "What's up in the cup?" He said, "What's in the cup?" He said the Raiders is not going to the AFC Championship. So we got the Ravens actually traveling to the Music City. They're gonna be taking on Tennessee Titans. Tennessee is a bad football team. Baltimore is looking like they're not much better of a football team. Give me the Ravens in this one, and I'm gonna take it ugly. I'm gonna take it 16-10.
Yeah.
Man, give me the Ravens. Let me get on this. Like I said, Derrick Henry got put on that Wally laugh. I'm no longer picking the Titans. Man, give me Baltimore 31. Give me the Titans 13.
Oh, man.
I'm not playing today.
Man, I got to go with the Ravens, man. I just think Lamar Jackson is going to, do what he does. Somebody in this receiving core is going to finally catch some passes. I don't know who it's going to be, but I'm going to take the Ravens because the Titans, like you say, Doc, they're a bad football team. I'm going to go with the Ravens. I'm going to say 23-13.
Man, go put that extra touchdown on that thing, G.
Well, you already know I got the Ravens as well, man. I think Juicy hit the nail on the head. Once his receivers start catching some balls, because they've 7 drops, I think, last week, something like that. Lamar Jackson can play, man. Let's keep it real. Lamar Jackson can play, and he can lead a team to the playoffs. And I think, last week was that wake-up call of, hey, you boys got to help me out. You know what I'm saying? So going against Tennessee, that's one of those games where you can get things going in the right direction. So I think the Ravens will take this one easily, 24-13.
24-13.
I got water in my cup. I got water.
There it is right there. 24-13. Big E is going with the Baltimore Ravens to defeat that horrible football team in the Music City. All right, so here we are, moving right along. Let's see what we got here. We got the Detroit Lions, everybody's darling. They're fast, they're tough, they're physical, they're young. They're going down to, what's that?
Tampa Bay.
Pirate ship. They're going to take on Baker, touchdown making Mayfield, Mike Evans, and that Tampa Bay defense. Tim Jones says Ravens 27, Titans 21. Got the Lions, they're heading south. A little humidity, a little rain, maybe, possibly. I like this Lions football team. I think they're one of the top 5 football teams in the NFL right now, albeit it's October, having Halloween lit. I like this Lions football team. They're young, they're fast. They sometimes show they don't know what they're doing, but they built this team like a good truck from the inside out. Tampa Bay is surprised me. The defense is playing really, really good. Mike Evans, he's got a little gimp on the hamstring. This is a pick 'em. And with this pick 'em, I'm going to go with the Lions. On the road, give me the Lions 24. Give me the Buccaneers 16. I like this Lions football team. I think they get the best of Tampa Bay, Mike Evans, and the rest of those guys. I'm going to go with the Lions on this one.
I'm gonna go last. Go on, slide that, Juice. Who you got?
Yeah, man. Lions are a well-built team, man. They're young. Um, like I said in other shows, man, I'm not a fan of Baker Mayfield. They've been a surprise, and I think it's only because of their defense. But I'm gonna go with Detroit as well. Um, I'll say Lions 27, Buccaneers 24.
Yeah, I'm going with the Lions too on this. Although I will say I'm impressed with what Baker has done so far down there in Tampa Bay. I don't think Baker is as bad of a quarterback as everybody is making him out to be. He's not. Maybe he's not that number one pick guy or whatever. But this is what this is. This is a battle of former number one picks. So I do like the Lions in this game. I think they're better in the trenches. They got an explosive running game, two-headed monster, and Jared Goff, when it needs to be, he can put the ball where it's got to go. But I think it's going to be a close one. I like Detroit 27, Tampa Bay 24.
I feel what y'all saying, but
Ooh.
I'm gonna roll this dice with a little bit of history. I did pick Detroit to win the NFC North, but not this weekend. Not this weekend. Nah. I like what the Bucks are doing. Detroit, yeah. I mean, you play some teams that are questionable. You played some anemic offensive teams, and they were still able to put up some points. You're not getting that this week. This Buck defense, this is probably going to be the best defense you're going to face thus far, besides Seattle. Let me get the Bucks at the house. 20-13 at the house. The Bucks, 20 to 13.
That's a good pick. Tim Jones also chimed in, and he's going that route too. He's saying upset. He's going Bucks, and he said they are going to take down the Detroit Lions, the young and up and coming hungry Detroit Lions, the media darling. So there it is. It's an opportunity for Greasy to make up some.
I'm just a game behind.
He's only behind. King Dre, Coach Dre is eliminated. We don't even want to put his record up there. Last game before we slide it up out of here. Let's see. We got the Jaguars and the Colts. Now, before I found out that Anthony Richardson was on IR, this would seem like it was going to be a pretty good game. He's on IR, and they got Gardner Minshew at QB, which changes how the Colts run their offense. But I'm still going to take the Jags with this. I'm not a big Trevor Lawrence fan. I'm not a big Jacksonville Jaguars fan. I'm not sold on Trevor Lawrence. I think he's just an average quarterback, and he got lucky. He got lucky and got him a playoff victory. He got him one. I mean, it matters, but albeit against the Chargers and stupid Brandon Staley. There we go again. Shout out to all the genius coaches out there. But yeah, I'm not sold on Jacksonville. It is what it is. Sorry, OG Ron Dillard, but yeah. They're going to get this one done this week. Give me the Jags in this one. I picked against them last week. I'm going to take the Jags 28. Give me the Colts 18. Jacksonville.
All right, I'm going to go and roll it. Where is game at? Is it in London?
No, it's in Jacksonville.
I'm 2-0 in London against y'all. I'm 2-0, baby. But I will. It's something about this division. The Texans can't beat the Colts. The Titans, I'm not going to get into all that. Damn all that. It's something about the Colts cannot beat the Jags. I don't know what the hell it is. They just cannot beat them. And this goes back away. So yeah, I like the Jags in this. Give me sunshine, baby. Give me sunshine 28, and give me the Colts 17.
Yeah, man.
This long speech about who can't be who in this division, but nah.
Yeah,
Right.
I actually like the Jags in this one too. I think they have better weapons on the outside. Um, I mean, I think Trevor Lawrence has always been a solid quarterback. I wouldn't say he's an MVP type quarterback, but he's solid. That Anthony Richardson injury, I think that's just a killer for the Colts, and they don't really have any weapons on the outside either. So I'm gonna go with Jacksonville pretty convincingly. I'm gonna say Jags 35, Colts 17.
Man, so originally I had picked the Jags, and
if you want to be in third place, go right ahead.
but you know what? I'm gonna switch my pick. I'm gonna switch my pick. Jags ain't in London this week. You know what I'm saying? Minshew's got something to prove. He was the starter before Trevor Lawrence came in, and he still wants to prove that he can play in this league. So he's in the right spot because Anthony Richardson is high-use quarterback. So he's going to be in and out of a lot of games. He's already making his, second start, and we're going into week 5, week 6. You know, so give me Minshew to put a little Minshew magic back in Jacksonville, right? And it's going to be ugly. You know, I say it's going to be Jacksonville 21 and the Colts 26. Colts 26.
Minshew is in Jacksonville. Big E, do you know what a game is? It's in Jacksonville.
I understand that.
What was the last time
Jacksonville ain't London, right? Jonathan Taylor is back, so I think he's got a little bit to work with, and Minshew's got that chip on his shoulder. And I just need to switch it up. We can't all just have the same picks all the time. So, you know, I'm going to go ahead and throw one out there. I know I'll get it back, especially when I'm going up against you, Greasy.
I don't know, but hey, did you pick the Jags to win the London games?
I did, but that was in London. I did take your advice in London. But now they back home. They just won 2. They coming off that 2-game winning streak, man. They're gonna have a little jet lag. I like the Colts to come in.
It don't matter. It don't matter. It's just the Colts is just something. Hell, even Gardner Minshew beat them in Jacksonville when they were trying to make the playoffs. The Jags got the Colts. No, I don't. Just like when I talk about the Colts got the Texas number, they just got their number. Just like the Chiefs and the Raiders got the Broncos number.
Hey, I hear you. But I will remind you, the Colts with Gardner Minshew starting snuck the Ravens. So I think they can sneak Jacksonville too.
Hey,
I'm going out there. I got to test the water.
Anytime I see the Cowboys playing the Giants, I'm not about to pick no damn Giants. I can't say the last time the Giants beat the Cowboys. I think your boy Jacobs was playing.
It's been
a while. Bradshaw in the back. Hey, no damn Cowboys.
So we got the fans chiming in. One says Martin Burns, Jags 34, Colts 27. Somebody coming from Big E next says, Big E, are you on crack?
Yeah.
Big E.
Hey, what you want?
The Big E rehab.
Hey, it could never be as bad as that Raiders Steelers AFC Championship take, though.
Oh yeah, that takes the cake. Raiders Steelers AFC Championship game.
I got to believe a player. I believe it, but y'all gonna find out. Like I told you about the Jags. Hey, I tell no lies on this show.
Anything can happen, right, Greasy?
It is not. This is any given Sunday. And I see Drake and Dale talking about them damn Chiefs.
Yeah.
Y'all beat us the past 2 seasons.
Yeah, anything could happen. And I got Willie Stargell and all 5 members of the Sister Sledge We Are Family group on the other line right now. And they took it back to 1976 in Three Rivers Stadium in the ALC Championship. That is not happening. I can guarantee you that much. But ladies and gentlemen, that is Greasy the Don. You can catch him every Tuesday night on Rewind if you got something to say. Yeah. But it is what it is. ALCS, the Texas two-step. Y'all be sure to check that out. Game 1 Sunday night. That's in Houston, Texas. That's in the juice box. The Astros in 6. It is what it is.
Give me the Astros in 5. Give me my boys in 5. Rangers don't want this smoke. They don't want this.
And Dave Roberts will be in the unemployment line come Monday. That's what 4 years in a row the Dodgers have won 100 ball games and got eliminated in first round.
Hey, get it out.
And King Drake
I need to run down my college football.
And King Drake conveniently missed tonight's show. His Atlanta Braves got sent home. Yeah, I keep telling y'all, stay away from the division rivals, especially in Major League Baseball. So, yeah, I prefer not to play the Texas Rangers, but I think we're 9-4 against them cats this year. So, go Stros. Yeah, all that good stuff.
Are we going to do college football?
We already did.
All right, well, let me go and throw my picks in.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and throw your picks. USC Notre Dame, who you got?
Right on, baby. Let's go, Troy.
We got the Battle of the Uniforms and the color scheme. We got the Oregon Ducks. They taking on the University of Washington Huskies. That is in Seattle.
Let me get alma mater. Go Huskies at Don James Stadium. Let me get them Huskies, baby. And Mike Penix Jr. Let me get them Huskies.
We got them Huskies. And then we got UCLA there, or in Corvallis, they're going to be taking on the Oregon State Beavers.
Let me get the Bruins.
We got the Bruins in that one. All righty. And then let's see. We got, excuse me. What was that other game? Hold on, I'm looking through the notes. I don't see it. What was that other game?
Canes and Tar Heels.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm tripping. We had the Miami Hurricanes there taking on the Carolina Tar Heels.
Do we got to do that game?
Yeah. I tell you what, yeah, we're gonna run that one. We're gonna run that one. Even though, yeah, I already want to talk about what happened last week. Yeah, we're gonna run that one. I tell you what, if the Miami Hurricanes lose this
one, Chapel Hill.
Lord Jesus. Man, give me that Carolina on that.
I got Carolina on that one. There it is, folks. We got the picks in there. That's for wrap. We're gonna slide on up out of here. Next week we'll continue with our 2-year anniversary show. Next week is the actual 2-year date we started. Our first show was the 21st of October, 2021. That's the 13th. So we made this a little 2-part thing. We're going to try to break out all the bells and whistles and all that good stuff. Next Friday night, we're going live. Y'all don't forget to like, subscribe, share to the Just North Sports Show. Appreciate Dre Lindell, Tim Jones, everybody jumping in the comments. Don't forget that support Greasy mission that we're going to be on with that Raiders, Steelers, ALC Championship. If y'all enjoy all the good stuff on the good ball games, hey, fellas, it was a blast. I appreciate each and every one of you.
Yes, sir.
Big E.
Did he freeze on out?
He freeze on us, man.
Somebody go bring us home. One of y'all bring us home. Bring us home. Big E, you want to bring us home?
Yeah, I'll bring us home, man. We appreciate y'all, like we say every Friday night, the Just Know It Sports Show. Talking about all the latest and greatest. You know, it's Crushtober, so be on the lookout, man. Make sure you join us, like, comment, subscribe, share. Get at us, man. We're doing this for y'all. We love it. So just keep on tuning in, man. We're going to keep bringing y'all that heat, you know. Greasy with his hot takes. Juice Man with his finesse. Doc, Doc doing what Doc do, bringing it all together. It's Just Noise Sports Show, y'all. Y'all tune in, man. Check us out.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Peace.